The purpose of this project is to shed light on the importance and effects fathers play in our lives. The foundation of a father is more important than we could ever think. Children look to their fathers for strength, encouragement, wisdom, guidance, and even correction. Young men look to their fathers for instruction on how to be men, how to conduct themselves in society, and how to handle their emotions. Fathers are the first-hand examples of spirituality or the lack thereof. Oftentimes, not knowing your father can cause identity crisis. At least it did in my case. I believe if I had a chance to get to know my father, I would have made better choices. I'm not blaming them for the choices I've made. I'm just saying we are a reflection of the examples that are set before us. If I'd have wrote a letter to my father today, it would read like this. Hey, Dad. I can only see the vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A brief reason why I even came up with this idea is because of how much recently I've been thinking about my father, and how much I don't know about him, and how much as a 50-year-old man is impacting me that I don't know him at 50, because he never made it to 50. He died at 44.
42.
Yeah, 42. You know what I mean? So he never made it that far. Right. And so at my age, it's like I got questions. What influences did your father have on you as a father?
I don't know my dad as a dad. I never had that experience. I remember my dad and my mom being together when I was young, but too young to understand, too young to know, too young to tell the difference. And then once I got older, and my father's an addict currently, been an addict all my life.
So how is that affecting you now as an adult?
Let me get to it, cousin.
Okay,
Let me get to it. So I don't know him as a father. I think that has always been what I've known of him when it comes to who my father is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me to stand on how it affects me, it doesn't. I don't know. I mean, I know what it's like to be addicted to something. And I just don't know what it's like to be so addicted that it compromises my world and everything in it. So if I'm to answer your question, if he's taught me anything, it's the opposite of how to live a reality that's make believe. Yeah, so I think addiction. Somebody told me today. This is somebody I was in a relationship with, and I said was because I've taken myself out to keep my sanity, to keep my peace. She said to me today, "Oh, you only care about what you think, and you're not paying any mind to these traumas or these triggers that I got." And I don't think that's true. But I also don't believe that you can continue to use your traumas and what triggers your traumas as an excuse to just live life. And that's what I feel is rooted in my dad's addiction. And I choose not to live like that. So when it comes to that, and his choices have compromised his manhood, I believe it compromised his fatherhood as well. Right? So if it taught me anything, it taught me to just care more about me and not what pains me, not what hurts me. Gotcha. Because what pains me and what hurt me is just the same as what I want. It's momentary.
Right.
It's momentary. I love my dad, and I think not having him was maybe more beneficial than actually having him. And what I mean by that is maybe him not being there was purposeful because you don't get this version of me. And I can only be this version now. I can't be anything past what was. What was is who I am.
Right.
So maybe him not being there was to help, was to for me to get here, wherever this leads me. But yeah, I don't get too caught up in him being a father. I think that was a time. It was a time slot for that, and there is no. He can't not be a father to me today. Now, I know that kind of confused you a little bit.
I'm going to ask you to elaborate.
But he can't.
I understand to a point, but I need you to elaborate.
Yeah, he can't not be a dad to me today. What I mean by that is I don't need an authoritarian. I hope I'm saying that right.
Authoritarian, you're right.
I don't need that when it comes to a dad.
Right.
I don't need anybody. I'm 35. I don't need anybody to tell me what I should be doing. I don't need it. Nobody. None of us do. None of us do. Whatever rule book, playbook got us here, this is where we at, right? But when it comes to counsel, sometimes you might need your dad from whatever scope he sees through, right? So I still want that love of my father when it comes to man to man, and maybe we can develop something stronger later. But you still holding on to time served, and that time served, I was here and you were there. Like I can't give you what you didn't give me. But I still give you the respect as a father because I'm not here. Half of that is because of you, you know.
Right.
So I hope I elaborated that. I get scatterbrained sometimes where I just be throwing out points or feeling. That's how I feel it comes. So
that's awesome. You're doing a great job. So as a father, who had the most influence on you as a father? Now, you being a father,
right?
Who had the most influence on you as a father?
As a father, I really can't say who would be that person, that man. It's hard to say.
How do you see yourself as a father?
I see myself as a father now as being responsible. I'm responsible for my kids. I'm responsible for their well-being. I'm responsible how they would grow up in life, right? I'm responsible for that. I have to really think about what I need to do and how I need to carry myself. And I think the reason why I am that way today, because I done had my share of growing up, of getting high, being my own worst enemy, using drugs, being with these women and falling in love with these women and getting in trouble behind them when they want to break off the relationship. I went through that period of time getting locked up by doing, stupid stuff, not being able to swallow my pride and asking for help. My worst own enemy, run into or being or wanting to be with a woman, but really not knowing that woman, right? That took me through a period where I was really not being who I was supposed to be. I mean, I was, again, getting high, getting arrested for stupid stuff, being on probation, having PBJs and all this other stuff going on in my life. not doing, well in school, being picked on a lot, really not really knowing who I am. I think that caused me a really big problem growing up in life, not really knowing who I am. And that could have been, if I would know what my father was like, then maybe it would have been a little different. Things would have been a little different for me in life.
Right. Kids is not friends. I go through that at home with my kids. Me and my sons, their mother try to treat them like they brothers or whatever.
Yeah, on the same level.
Yeah, like playing music. I say, nah, you don't do that, because when you ask them to do something, they don't do it. And I let them know, yo, you're not my friend at all. You're my child. So we can laugh and joke together, but I'm not gonna sit around like you can disrespect me or any of that.
Yeah, 'cause I laugh and joke with my daughter all day long.
For me, it's a silent. The word friends is a silent word because we say that I'm not your friend, but silently you are. Because you'll say, "Oh well, I'm not your friend," but you want me to come talk to you about. I'm not gonna talk to you if you ain't my friend.
I was gonna go down there. Good.
With that,
So that
being said,
piggyback off what he said.
Yeah.
You friendly,
You friendly.
but you're not the friend because I want to be friendly. So
you still
I'm sorry,
become
I'm sorry.
friends in that friendliness. Because at the same time, like, okay, you talking about your daughter. It's my daughter. Just yesterday, she's at the pool. All right, Dad, boy, come on out the pool. No, I ain't coming out there tonight. All right, see you tomorrow. That's friend stuff. To me, I'm not going nowhere that I'm not a friend. And everything on that thing, the protect and all that, I'm all of that. But I'm still your friend too, to a certain extent.
And I think-
it's a silent friend. It's a silent friend though, because at the same time, when I tell you sit down, as your father, you hear it. Let me sit down.
So we gonna
'Cause
change.
now
We
Dad
gonna
just
change
told me to sit
that.
down.
We gonna change that to silent friend, because that makes perfect sense.
How did those guys influence you as a father?
Big. Like I said, Joseph, like I said, he was young. A lot of things he taught me stuck with me, and it kind of took me to how I dealt with my kids. As far as I ain't never beat my kids or not like that. He'd sit down and talk to you, man. Look, this is what you did wrong. Blah blah blah. Things like that. He was one of them deep voice guys, so he demanded your attention. And you get punished in the room, sit in the room. Back in the day, your punishment was sit in the house while everybody outside playing.
Right, now it's a luxury for them.
Yeah. So, I mean, even with that, with my kids, I never spanked my kids or none of that. And when it came to Frubo, he was more like the financial guy. He was the one that was like, anything you need, I got you. And that's how I am with my kids. Anything you need, I got you. I don't care what I got to do to get it. But whatever you need, I'm going to get it. But I always used to tell me, like he used to tell me, don't impulse me. Give me time. Give me a week or two. Let me know ahead of time. I got you. Don't tell me today you need $100 a day. I ain't got it. Right. Even if I got it, I ain't got it.
Right.
Because I got something else to do with that. And even to this day, with my kids being grown, this is the same relationship that we have to this day.
So how's your relationship with your children?
Amazing. So much so, like, I talk to my daughter all the time. She always talking about she gonna take care of me. Because, like I said, my kids range from the age of 21 to 30.
Okay.
So I don't want for nothing. Because now it's at a point now my kids flipped it. They take care of me now. So we out somewhere and I say, dang, I need $200 to pay for this dinner. If a lad hear that, she sends it. She don't ask when, why, who, none of that. And that's how all my kids are with me now. So it's like, the payoff, I tell any of the young guys now, stay in your kids' life because the payoff is big when you get my age. You get my age. I never thought that now, the stuff that Fruit was telling me then, I would know now that I'm doing with my kids. Because now the payoff is they switched it. I ain't kicking out no money and stuff no more. They kicking it to me.
Awesome. So let me ask you, what is one of the biggest lessons that was taught to you from you say Fruit and Joseph, whichever one?
Patience.
Okay, explain that.
Patience, because I'm a real patient man. I like to sit back and listen. I don't do a lot of talking. I listen. And being patient is strong. It shows strength. I mean, even in the Bible, say patience is a virtue, which virtue means strength. So, and that's me. And that's what I took from them, because both of them passed. Both of them passed away now, but even to this day, a lot of things that they taught me, the main thing was to be patient. It'll come. I used to be young, and I know you young and be like, man, I like that BMW, I can't afford it. My father would say, never say that. Ain't nothing another person that got that you can't get. You can afford anything you want. You gotta be patient and work toward it. And that's what I teach my kids now.
Richard had on me, as far as a father,
To your children,
to me being a father now.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard had on me as far as the, whatever it takes, you got to fight for your family. You got to take care of your children. You got to take care of I'm married now, but you got to take care of your wife. You got to take care of yourself. And to him, you would do that without any fanfare, any payment, anything. Anything that I love, and this is what Richard showed me, he's willing to sacrifice his life for the things that he cherished and loved. And his family and everybody around him realized that that's what he actually did in my life. It made me even a better father to my daughter today, because me and you talk as far as what that, my daughter's doing. I'm smiling already what she's doing.
So excellent. You got me ready to say, tell me a little bit about your daughter.
Yeah, you got me there.
Go ahead, tell me a little bit about your daughter.
My daughter is 31, and I wasn't in her life when she was younger, even though I was trying to be in her life, and her mother is from South Carolina. And I did not really, really fully be a part of her life until she was about 18 years old. So I was, I had, all the mentally struggles, with addictions and all the different things that I had in my life going on prior to that. And then I had addiction going on. So once I got myself clean and sober, and it's been since 2008 that I haven't used any drug or alcohol at all in my life. So I appreciate that. And she was and she was like always in my heart saying, I need to do this thing, get this thing together for her. And now I want to jump ahead, but now she's down in Travis Green Church, and she's looking for me to be a part of it. And I told her, and I'm a man of my word. That's what I tried to tell you. You already know that. Yeah. My word is my bond. I mean, my word is higher than any money, anything to me. So when you give me your word, that is silver and gold to me. And I told her, I am never going to go nowhere. I'm going to be connected to you, and I'm going to make sure we get the call and get the understanding. But now she's down at Travis Green's church in Columbia, and she's serving. She's doing the music, and now she's getting ready to be get an audition for the praise team down there. So I'm just thanking God for all the encouragement. She don't know how much she blessing her father's heart. So hopefully,
see the pride in your face right now. I see the pride all in you, man.
Patience. Although his level of patience is something I don't see myself reaching, I do try to exercise that as much as possible, both as a father but also as a live-in husband father, because they two different things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Patience, I try to exercise it as best as I can. Gentleness, I try to exercise it as best as I can. Like actively try, not like I just like look back on it, but like I actively tell myself in situations, how can I do this gentler? How can I do this more patient? In presence, I fight with Father Time because I try to be the provider and also there as much as I possibly can. And I know that's something my dad struggled with to the point where he actually had a job with William T. Burnett, and he quit that job so he could run his own business just so he would be around us more.
Everything he did, I did the opposite. I know what I wanted. Somebody to brush me off and tell me you're important, you love, you cherish, you everything that you're supposed to be. I do the same thing with them. I stay on them and I discipline them, but I also show them love. I also let them know that to be a man, it's okay to shed a tear. That don't make you less of a man. Everything that I try to do is try to just do the opposite of what he did to me. You don't gotta be physical, beat no one out, body harm no one to be a man. That's not being a man. That not 100%. It's not, and that's the way he thinks. A man ain't supposed to cry. A man ain't supposed to do this. A man just supposed to, when he wants something, he just take it. Nah, you gotta earn it. Anything in life, you gotta earn what you get. You gotta definitely let somebody know that you love and care about them. You're doing right. And that's what I try to do for my kids. Let them know when they're doing right. Also let them know when they're doing wrong. And just try to just give them love, understanding, and just be there for them.
I have trust issues. And to sit here amongst men, and like he said, and still can walk out of here and still be a man. Mm-hmm. Because society say that we as men shouldn't feel certain feelings. Mm-hmm. That's because I've been crying all my life. Mm-hmm. And I ain't afraid to. You understand?
So what influence did your relationship with your father have on you as a father?
Yeah, that's funny because for the longest time, I tried not to be my father. Everybody would always say, you the spitting image of your dad. You the spitting image of your dad. Your attitude, everything is spitting image of your dad. And I tried so hard not to be him. At one point, I was him. And so it wasn't until I entered into a program called Warwick Manor. And Warwick Manor wasn't a drug facility. It was a health facility. And I went there for 14 days. And I talked to nurses, doctors, therapists. When I left there a different person. I left there, I wasn't my dad no more. I was actually who I am today, who I was supposed to have been the entire time. I lived so long trying to hold up his image because everybody said I was spitting image of my dad. I'm this, I'm that. I lived my life so long trying to hold up that image of him that I didn't know who I was. And it wasn't until I came out of Warwick Manor and I found my own identity. And that's who I am now, and with the help of my family, God, that program, I thank God for who I am now. It made me a better person. It made me a better father. It made me a better human being. It helped me be able to deal with life in a different light. And not that angry guy I was, trying to follow in my father's footsteps. Not knowing that that's what I was doing. That's the crazy part. Because I tried so hard not to be him the entire time I was him. Following his footsteps and didn't realize it.
This is called Letters to My Father. Right? So if you wrote a letter to your father today, how would it read?
It would start by letting him know I'm angry. I'm angry for the way you left. because I felt like, again, you abandoned me. Why did you treat me different than you Why did you treat me different than you treated my siblings?